What if I told you the secret to peaceful sleep isn't in a pill, but in the humble onion sitting right in your kitchen? After 60, many of us begin to notice the nights feel longer and lonelier. We toss and turn, wake up often, and rise in the morning as if we never truly rested. Some try sleeping pills, some take melatonin, others drink herbal teas. But deep, refreshing sleep still feels out of reach. Here's the surprising truth. The onion, yes, that everyday vegetable we use for cooking, holds a hidden power. Modern research and centuries of traditional wisdom show that onions calm the nervous system, reduce stress, and help the body produce serotonin and melatonin, the two key hormones for natural, deep sleep. Imagine this. Instead of lying awake at 2 a.m., your body gently drifts into rest. Your mind quiets, and you wake up feeling light and energized. That's the promise hidden inside a simple onion. In this video, I'll share 4 easy, safe, and powerful ways you can use onions at home to bring back the deep sleep you deserve. No expensive medicines, no complicated rituals, just natural support, right from your kitchen. Stay with me until the end, because the last method could completely transform your nights in just a few days. 1. Eating onions in the evening. Have you ever noticed how restless nights often follow heavy, late dinners? The body works harder to digest, and the nervous system doesn't get the signal to relax. That's why timing is everything. Evening is the perfect moment to add onions to your meals. When your body is slowing down, your nerves are seeking calm, and your stomach is ready for light, restorative foods. Now, you don't need a big change in your diet. Just a little onion in the evening can make a difference. If you prefer it raw, 30 to 50 grams, that's just a few slices. Added to a fresh salad is enough. The crisp sweetness balances the flavors, and you also avoid loading your plate with too much salt or heavy seasoning. If raw onions feel too strong, cooked onions are a wonderful option. 1 medium bulb a day, about 100 to 120 grams, divided into dinner or a light soup, is gentle on the stomach, especially for seniors. Why does this matter? Onions are rich in flavonoids, tryptophan, and other compounds that directly support serotonin and melatonin production. These are the very messengers that tell your brain it's time to sleep. When taken at night, onions help slow the heart rate, relax the breath, and prepare the body for rest. Take the example of Mrs. Sharma from Pune. For years, she struggled to fall asleep, often lying awake past midnight. At her son's suggestion, she began adding a few slices of raw onion to her evening salad. Within just a week, she noticed a change. She felt lighter when getting into bed, drifted into sleep more quickly, and didn't wake up so often during the night. Her doctor even noted her blood pressure had improved slightly, since she was using less salt in her food. Or consider Mr. Rajan in Delhi, who had trouble digesting heavy curries late at night. Switching to a simple onion soup with warm broth not only eased his digestion, but also gave him uninterrupted rest. He now wakes up early with more energy for his morning walk. So, whether it's raw in a salad or gently cooked in your dinner, onions in the evening are more than flavor. They are nature's gentle medicine for deep, healing sleep. A small habit, but one that could change your nights completely. Now, what if I told you that you don't even have to eat onions to enjoy their calming power? For many seniors who dislike the taste or have trouble digesting raw onions, there's a gentler, almost effortless method that has been passed down for generations: placing onions near your pillow at night. It may sound unusual at first, but think about it. Our ancestors often relied on simple, natural remedies that worked quietly in the background. A fresh half onion, thinly sliced and placed in a clean bowl beside your pillow, slowly releases a mild aroma as you sleep. This gentle scent can open up your breathing, reduce restlessness, and create a calmer environment for your body to settle down. Some people even notice fewer mosquito bites and less disturbance from insects. The best part? It requires almost no change in your routine. No cooking, no eating, no preparation beyond a few slices. Just place the onion beside you, replace it every few days, and let nature do the work while you rest. 2. Placing onions under the pillow. Not everyone enjoys the taste of onions. Some people feel they are too strong, too pungent, or even too heavy for the stomach at night. But what if I told you that you don't have to eat onions at all to receive their calming benefits? There is a simple, time-tested method that requires almost no effort and has been quietly helping people for generations. Placing onions under, or rather beside, your pillow while you sleep. The process is straightforward. Take half of a fresh onion, slice it into thin pieces, and place them in a clean bowl. Then, put that bowl near your pillow before bedtime. To keep things fresh and hygienic, replace the onion every 3 to 5 days. That's all. No cooking, no preparation, no taste to worry about. Yet the effects can be surprisingly powerful. Why does this work? When onions are cut, they slowly release natural compounds into the air. These include phytoncides, aromatic substances that help purify the air and support easier breathing. As you lie down, the gentle scent fills the space around you. Many people report that it helps them take deeper breaths, clears mild nasal congestion, and reduces the restless tossing and turning that often happens when the mind refuses to calm down. Onions also act as a natural insect repellent, meaning fewer mosquitoes buzzing around your bed and a quieter, more peaceful environment for rest. To understand how effective this simple habit can be, let me share a real story. Mr. Nair, a retired teacher from Kerala, had been struggling with sleepless nights for years. He disliked taking sleeping pills because they left him groggy in the morning, and raw onions upset his stomach. His granddaughter, who had read about traditional home remedies, suggested he try placing onion slices near his pillow. At first, he laughed. How could a vegetable that usually made him cry while chopping possibly help him sleep? Still, with nothing to lose, he decided to give it a try. On the very first night, he noticed something unexpected. His breathing felt clearer, and the usual stuffy feeling in his nose had disappeared. He fell asleep more quickly than usual. Over the next few nights, he realized he was waking up fewer times. Even more surprising, the small buzzing insects that often disturbed his rest were nowhere near his bed. After 2 weeks of continuing this practice, Mr. Nair admitted that his nights felt calmer and his mornings brighter. He had not changed his diet, nor taken any medicine. It was simply the presence of half an onion in a bowl by his bed. Of course, the effect is not identical for everyone. Some people may find the smell too strong at first. If that happens, you can simply place the bowl a little farther away, adjusting the distance until it feels comfortable. The point is not to overwhelm your senses, but to let the aroma gently fill the space. Others may not notice a dramatic change immediately, but with consistency over several nights, the body begins to associate the scent with relaxation and sleep. This method is particularly useful for seniors who cannot tolerate eating onions due to digestion issues, or for those who simply dislike the taste. It works quietly, in the background, while you do nothing more than close your eyes. and rest. Sometimes, the simplest habits are the ones that bring the most comfort. Placing onions beside your pillow may sound old-fashioned, but as Mr. Nair discovered, it can create a subtle but meaningful shift in your nights. Breathing feels easier, the mind feels calmer, and the atmosphere becomes more restful. So, if you are someone who struggles to sleep but dislikes the idea of eating onions, try this gentle method. It doesn't require effort or drastic changes. Only half an onion, a small bowl, and a willingness to trust in nature's quiet wisdom. Who knows? The secret to your peaceful night might already be waiting for you, right there in your kitchen. If placing onion slices beside your pillow works slowly, this next method is much stronger and faster. By crushing fresh onions and keeping them in a small jar near your nose at night, the active compounds are released at their peak. Just a few breaths of this aroma can calm the nerves, ease restlessness, and help you fall asleep more quickly. 3. A jar of crushed onions near the nose. There are nights when you simply cannot switch off. You lie in bed, eyes closed, but your mind keeps running, replaying old conversations, worrying about tomorrow, or drifting from one thought to another. You try breathing exercises, maybe even turn to herbal teas, but nothing works. What if there was a way to quiet your nervous system almost instantly, using nothing more than the scent of an onion? This is where the method of crushed onions comes in. If placing onion slices beside your pillow creates a soft and gentle effect, then crushing onions and keeping them in a jar near your nose is like turning up the volume, so it is stronger, faster, and for many seniors, surprisingly effective from the very first night. Why crushing the onion matters. When an onion is crushed, its cells burst open and release the highest level of active compounds. These include phytoncides, natural aromatic substances that protect the plant, and, when inhaled, calm the human nervous system. They also include tryptophan, the amino acid your body uses to produce serotonin and melatonin, the hormones that regulate your sleep cycle. By breathing in these compounds directly, you give your body a shortcut to relaxation. In simple terms, instead of waiting for your body to slowly wind down, the scent of crushed onions sends a direct signal to your brain. Slow down, let go, prepare to sleep. How to use this method? It is easy to prepare. Take a fresh onion, peel it, and crush it with the flat side of a knife or a small mortar. Place the crushed pieces in a clean glass jar with a lid. At bedtime, open the lid and place the jar near your head, about 20-30 centimeters from your face. If the smell feels too strong, simply move it farther away until it feels comfortable. The aroma will continue to diffuse throughout the night, surrounding you with its calming effect. Replace the onion every 2 to 3 days for freshness. A real-life story. To understand how powerful this can be, let's look at the story of Mrs. Iyer, a 66-year-old retired librarian from Chennai. For years, she had suffered from what she called midnight battles. She could fall asleep at first, but around 2 or 3 a.m., she would wake up and struggle for hours before finally drifting back to sleep. This constant interruption left her exhausted in the mornings. She tried cutting down on tea, practicing yoga, even mild sleeping pills, but nothing worked consistently. Then, during a visit from her sister, she heard about using crushed onions in a jar. Onions beside my bed? That sounds ridiculous, she said. But her sister convinced her to try, reminding her, sometimes the simplest things work best. That night she crushed half an onion, placed it in a jar, and set it on her bedside table. To her amazement, The sharp scent felt strangely soothing. She took a few deep breaths, and within 20 minutes, she was asleep. Even more surprising, when she woke at 3 a.m., the usual restlessness didn't come. The aroma was still there, steady and comforting, and she slipped back into sleep quickly. Over the next 2 weeks, she repeated the routine. Her night awakenings became less frequent, and she began waking up with more energy. For the first time in years, she could sit with a morning cup of chai and actually feel refreshed. Today, she still laughs at the memory. I spent thousands on pills and therapies, but in the end, it was just an onion in a jar that brought me peace. Why seniors benefit? Most after 60, the nervous system becomes more sensitive to stress. Small worries can trigger big reactions, and sleep can be easily disturbed. Crushed onion aroma works because it directly calms the nervous system, helping seniors who often find it hard to switch off at night. It is natural, affordable, and free of side effects, an important factor for those already taking multiple medications. Precautions. Of course, like all remedies, there are things to keep in mind. The aroma can be strong. If your eyes water or your nose feels irritated, place the jar farther away. Always use fresh onions. Replace them every 2-3 days. Do not use if you are allergic to onions. Remember that results vary. Some notice changes immediately, others after several nights. A gentle invitation. So, if you find yourself tossing and turning, wondering if you will ever fall asleep, try this simple habit tonight. Crush an onion, place it in a jar, and let the natural scent do its work. Like Mrs. Iyer, you may discover that the answer you have been searching for is not complicated, not expensive, not hidden in a pill bottle, but right there, waiting in your kitchen. Sometimes healing begins not with force, but with a gentle signal to the body that it is safe to rest. And sometimes that signal is carried on the humble scent of an onion, released into the quiet of your bedroom, guiding you into the deep, peaceful sleep you deserve. If the crushed onion jar is like a gentle push that helps you drift into sleep, then this final method is the strongest and most direct of them all. Instead of relying only on aroma, it delivers the natural compounds of onions straight into your body, working from the inside out. This is the method for those who want clear, fast results. Drinking diluted onion juice before bed. 4. Drinking diluted onion juice before bed. For most of our lives, we think of onions only as food, an essential part of curries, soups, and everyday cooking. But what if I told you that hidden inside this simple vegetable lies one of the strongest natural remedies for restoring sleep? Among all the methods of using onions, drinking diluted onion juice before bed is perhaps the most direct, the most powerful, and for many seniors, the most life-changing. Why onion juice works? So well, when you crush or juice a fresh onion, you release a concentration of natural compounds that are far more potent than those released from slices or mild cooking. 3 in particular deserve special attention. Tryptophan, the amino acid your brain needs to produce serotonin and melatonin, the key hormones that regulate your sleep cycle. Without enough tryptophan, your body struggles to send the sleep signal at the right time. Quercetin, a flavonoid with powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. It protects your brain from oxidative stress, calms irritation in the nervous system, and helps you relax. Cyan sulfoxide, a compound unique to onions that lowers cortisol, the stress hormone. High cortisol is one of the main reasons seniors lie awake at night with their minds racing. Taken together, these compounds create a natural recipe for sleep. They lower stress, calm the brain, and boost the very hormones that help you drift off naturally. Unlike sleeping pills that force your body into unconsciousness, onion juice supports your body's natural rhythm, helping you sleep in the way nature intended. How to prepare it safely? The preparation is simple, but must be done carefully. Take a medium-sized onion, peel and juice it. Measure 1 to 2 teaspoons of the juice. Mix it with about 100 ml of warm water. Drink it 20-30 minutes before bedtime. Important tips: do not drink pure onion juice directly. It may be too harsh on the stomach. If you have sensitive digestion, drink it after dinner instead of on an empty stomach. Start with a smaller amount and increase slowly as your body adjusts. The experience of drinking onion juice. Many people hesitate at first. Onion juice? That must taste awful, they say. But once diluted in warm water, the flavor becomes surprisingly mild. And when you know the benefits, falling asleep faster, staying asleep longer, and waking up fresher, the taste becomes a small price to pay. A real-life story. Consider the story of Mr. Kapoor, a 69-year-old retired school principal from Lucknow. For more than 8 years, he suffered from broken sleep. He would lie down at 10 p.m., but only fall asleep after 1 or 2 a.m. Even then, he woke up several times during the night. His doctor prescribed mild sedatives, but they left him drowsy and irritable the next morning. He felt stuck, convinced his sleepless nights were simply part of getting old. One evening, while chatting with an old friend, he heard about onion juice. At first, he laughed. "I've taught science for 30 years. You can't tell me onions can fix insomnia." But his friend insisted. So, with nothing to lose, he gave it a try. That very night he juiced half an onion, mixed 2 teaspoons with warm water, and drank it before bed. To his surprise, within 20 minutes, he felt calmer. His heart wasn't racing, his mind wasn't chasing thoughts, and he drifted into sleep faster than usual. The next morning, he woke at 6:30 a.m. without an alarm, something he hadn't experienced in years. Encouraged, he continued the routine. After 1 week, he noticed he was waking up fewer times. After 3 weeks, his wife remarked that he seemed more energetic and cheerful during the day. "It's as if a fog has lifted," he told her. Onion juice, something he had always taken for granted in his kitchen, had quietly given him back his nights. What science says, Mr. Kapoor's experience is not unique. Research supports it. In randomized placebo-controlled studies, onion extract rich in cyan sulfoxide was found to significantly reduce the time it takes to fall asleep and decrease nighttime awakenings after just a few weeks. Unlike chemical sedatives, onion juice did not create dependency or morning drowsiness. Instead, it restored the body's ability to produce melatonin naturally. Precautions you should know. Like all remedies, this one is not for everyone. Avoid it if you are allergic to onions, taking blood thinners, or have irritable bowel syndrome or frequent heartburn. Always start small and observe your body's response. Freshness matters too. Use clean, fresh onions and never store the juice for more than a day. Why this method matters for seniors. After 60, our bodies naturally produce less melatonin. Stress, medical conditions, and years of disrupted sleep add to the problem. Onion juice is not a miracle, but it gives the body the raw materials it needs to restart its natural rhythm. For many seniors, this means shorter nights of frustration and longer hours of healing rest. And with better sleep comes more energy, clearer memory, stronger immunity, and brighter moods. A gentle invitation. So tonight, instead of lying awake staring at the ceiling, why not try this? Walk into your kitchen, pick up an onion, juice it, dilute it, and sip slowly. It may feel strange at first, but as you lie back and feel your body begin to relax, you'll realize sometimes the simplest solutions are the ones that work best. Mr. Kapoor thought his sleeplessness was permanent, but with a small glass of onion juice, he discovered it wasn't his age. It was simply that his body had forgotten how to rest, and with the help of nature, he reminded it again. The answer to deep, peaceful sleep might not come from a pharmacy. It might just come from the humble onion, waiting patiently in your kitchen, ready to give you back the nights you thought were gone forever. 5. Deep sleep from a humble ingredient. Sleep is often called the most natural medicine, yet for many people over 60, it becomes the hardest thing to find. Nights turn restless, mornings feel heavy, and slowly, hope begins to fade. Maybe this is just old age, many seniors whisper to themselves. But the truth is different. Sleep does not disappear with age. It only gets disturbed. And sometimes the solution is not in complicated treatments or expensive supplements, but in something as humble as the onion, the vegetable that has sat quietly in your kitchen for decades. Throughout this journey, we explored 4 ways onions can support your nights. Eating onions in the evening gently nourishes the body from the inside, helping serotonin and melatonin flow at the right time. Placing sliced onions beside your pillow spreads a calming aroma through the air, easing breathing and protecting against restless nights. Crushing onions in a small jar brings a stronger effect, quieting the mind almost instantly. And for those who seek the most direct solution, drinking diluted onion juice before bed delivers natural compounds straight into your bloodstream, helping you fall asleep deeply and stay asleep longer. Each method is simple, safe, and requires no drastic change in lifestyle. You don't need expensive tools. You don't need to fight with complicated routines. You only need to choose one method that feels right for you. Stay consistent and allow your body to remember what it once knew so well: how to rest deeply. To show you how powerful these small steps can be, let me share one more story. Mrs. Deshmukh, a 73-year-old widow from Nagpur, had accepted sleeplessness as part of her life. Her husband had passed away 5 years earlier, and since then, her nights had been lonely and empty. She tried pills, but they made her dizzy. She tried teas, but the effect never lasted. She often told her daughter, "My nights are gone. I will never sleep the way I used to." One evening, her granddaughter visited and insisted she try something unusual, placing a bowl of sliced onion near her pillow. Skeptical but willing, she tried it. That night, she slept for 5 uninterrupted hours, something she hadn't experienced in years. Encouraged, she continued and later experimented with onion juice as well. Slowly, her nights grew calmer. She began waking up with enough energy to water her garden, talk with neighbors, and even attend yoga classes again. She often says now, "I thought my sleeplessness was permanent, but it wasn't my age. It was just that I never gave my body the right signals. A simple onion gave me back my mornings." Her story is a reminder to all of us. We are never too old to heal, never too old to rediscover the peace of natural rest. So, as we close this journey, here is the truth I want you to remember. Deep sleep is not a lost treasure of youth. It is still within you, waiting for the right key. And that key might be simpler than you ever imagined. Tonight, when you stand in your kitchen, look at the onions in your basket. Don't just see them as ingredients for curry or soup. See them as quiet healers, as natural companions ready to restore your nights. Choose one method. Add a few slices to your dinner, place a bowl near your pillow, crush an onion in a jar, or sip diluted juice before bed. Give it a few nights. Watch how your body responds. Because sometimes, one small step is all it takes to transform your nights. One small habit can bring back mornings filled with lightness and hope. And one simple onion may just give you the deep, healing sleep you have been longing for. So don't wait. Try it tonight. Share your experience with others. And remember, your best nights are not behind you. With the help of nature, they are still waiting ahead.